Now adding to the last video, let's understand few more example. First, now here in this video, the first is increase in one asset, decrease in another asset, okay, and increase in owner's capital. Fine. So what we are going to connect? We are going to connect three things, that is increase in one asset, decrease in another asset, and increase in owner's capital. Now for example, sold goods costing rupees 2500 on credit for 4000. Fine. Now we have sold the goods. The cost of the goods were 2500. We have sold on credit. Okay. Now no doubt, if we have sold the goods on credit, what will be the first thing which will be affected? Debtors, right? Then second, stock. Why? Because we are selling. So no doubt stock will be affected. Then third, capital. Now debtors and stock, these two are assets. Capital, how capital will be affected, that we will see in step 2. Now step 2, we'll see assets, debtors. What happened? We have sold them on credit. Okay, so our debtors have increased. By what amount? 4000, right? Now second, stock. Now second, stock, what happened to stock? As we have sold the goods, stock is out from my stores. That means stock is decreased. By what value? 2500. We will check out the cost only. Now we'll check out the difference. That means on what profit we have sold. So 2500 was the cost and 4000 was the actual amount which we will receive, or we have to receive, right? So what is the difference between the two? 1500. So what is the profit? 1500. No doubt profit will be added to the capital of the owner. Why? Because with that profit only the owner will improve the business and take more decisions, right? So that will be added to the owner's capital. Am I clear? Now step 3, again we'll check out the equation. Assets equals to liabilities plus capital. Now what were the assets? Two assets were there, 2500. Now 2500 was the stock which was reduced, right? Why? Because it was going. So we will put in bracket plus 4000. 4000 was added because debtors were increased, equals to no liabilities plus capital. How much capital is increased? 1500. So if you'll check out, that means if you'll solve out, you'll see that left hand side and right hand side of the equations are balanced. So that is what we are checking in while checking the equation. Am I clear? Now next is increase in one asset, decrease in another asset, and decrease in capital. So last time what we checked? Increase in capital. Here we are checking decrease in capital. Okay. Now received return of goods from a customer to whom goods costing 5000 were sold for 6250. Now what is the case over here? We have already sold and we have received return. Now this kind of return is known as sales return. Why? Because we have sold the goods, now we are receiving it. So this is sales return. Now what is affected? As we are receiving goods, my stock will increase. So first variable which is affected is stock. Second variable, debtors. Now how debtors? Debtors are returning the goods, right? So it will be affected. That means debtors will reduce. Now capital. What will be the effect on capital? Again capital will reduce. Why? Because my debtors are reducing. That means somewhere my profit, I have sold the goods on profit, right? Now those profit is reduced. Fine. Why? Because we have received the goods back. So my capital will be reduced, decreased. Fine. So now, first and foremost, we'll check out in first step all the variables. Two assets are there, one capital is there. Now in second step, we'll check out the effect. Stock will increase. Why? Because we have received the return of goods of 5000. Now my debtors will decrease 6250. Why? Because debtors have returned the goods. Now they will not pay me the money. And my capital will decrease. Why? Because I have sold the goods on profit of 1250, right? No, when I will check out the difference will be reduced from the capital. Why? Previously I have added, right, when I have sold on profit. So now as I have received it back, I will reduce it from the capital. To check out the equation, again 5000 minus 6250. Fine. Here liabilities plus capital, that is 0 plus 1250 will be in a minus. So automatically you will see the value which you will receive in minus both the sides. Am I clear? Now next example is received cash from a customer 19,800 and allowed him discount rupees 200. Now who all will be affected? First, cash. Why? Because we have received cash, right? Second, debtors. Who will pay us? No doubt debtors will pay. Fine. So these two are assets. Now third will be capital. Now how capital will be affected? We have offered discount to our debtors. Discount, that means giving them concession, reducing the amount, profit cost. Fine. So when I have reduced my price, okay, when I have offered them discount, that means automatically my capital is reduced. Okay, so that is what it will give me a clear idea that 200 rupees is the reduction in the capital. Fine. So in step 2, again I'll check out what is the effect. Cash is increasing 19,800 because we are receiving cash. Now debtors again it is decreased. Why? Because debtors, they paid. Now they are free from the debt. So they have paid, so debtors will decrease by 20,000. By 20,000, 200 discount we have offered them. So we will take complete amount. Okay. So complete amount is not 19,800. Complete amount is 20,000. Then capital will decrease by 200. Again I'll check out my equation. Assets equals to liabilities plus capital. Then 20,000 will be in minus. Why? Because debtors are reducing. 19,800 is the cash which I have received. Okay. So equals to 0. Now capital 200 rupees will be in minus. Okay. Now next example. Increase in 2 assets and decrease in 1 asset. Fine. Sold goods worth rupees 1,000 on credit and 2,000 for cash. Now assets, cash, stock, debtors. What are being affected over here? 3 things. Assets, cash, again assets, stock, again assets, debtor. Now we'll see the effect in second step. What happened? Cash, we are receiving cash, no doubt increase. Stock is decreasing. Why? Because goods are going. Okay. So now stock will be reduced. Fine. Now debtors will increase by 1,000. Okay. So what is there? They have sold the goods worth rupees 1,000 on credit and 2,000 for cash. 2 types of sales are there, 1,000 on credit and 2,000 on cash. That means total goods which are being sold is 3,000. So stock will be decreased by 3,000. Now why debtors will increase by 1,000 only? Because credit sales is only 1,000. Okay. So we will only create debtors ka account for 1,000 only. Fine. 2,000 was cash. So do remember that. Fine. You check out the accounting equation for that. Whatever assets are there, you will add all the assets. Whatever will be the reduction in the assets, you will reduce it. No liabilities, no capital in this. So find out what will be the answer. Okay. Now next example. Increase in one asset, decrease in another asset and increase in liability. Let's take the example. Purchase goods worth rupees 2,000 on credit and 3,000 for cash. Now what are the things being affected? First, stock. Why? Because we are purchasing. So no doubt I am receiving goods. Stock will increase. Now there was a credit purchase also. Now whenever there is a credit purchase, that means creditors are increasing. Okay. When it is credit sales, debtors increase. When it is credit purchase, creditors increase. Do remember that. Okay. Now we have even made a purchase in cash. So again cash will be affected. Okay. Now let's check out what will be the effect. Stock, as we are receiving goods, stock will increase. Liabilities, creditors, as we are purchasing goods on credit, so creditors will increase, that means my liability will increase. And asset, cash is decreasing. Why? Because we are paying in cash. Okay, now when we will check out the equation, again whatever will be the assets minus plus will check out, then equals to liabilities plus capital. My liabilities here is 2000. Why? Creditors 2000 plus capital, I have no information, so I'll put 0 over there. Now I'll check out whether my equation balance or not. Okay, now next example, decrease in asset, decrease in liability, and increase in owner's capital. Now let's check an example. Now let's check an example. What type of example it is? Creditors of rupees 1000 accepted rupees 900 and allowed of discount of rupees 100. Now here what happened? Now creditors have given us discount, we have received the discount. In previous example we have given the discount, right? Yeah, now in current example what is the situation? We have received a discount, somebody has offered us concession. Okay, now liabilities, capital, that will be affected, capital will be affected, and assets, cash will be affected. Okay, now check out what will be the effect. Okay, so liability, creditors, what will happen? As we are paying the creditors, they will decrease by 1000. Okay, now cash will be decreased by 900. Why? Because we have made payment of 900 rupees. Okay, now what will happen to the capital? Capital will increase by 100 rupees. Why? Because we are receiving concession. Now this concession 100 rupees will be added to the capital. Why? Because this is a profit. Okay, so when we will check out the equation, 900 will be in reduction minus 1000 again is my liability and will be in bracket plus capital 100 rupees, it is increasing. So I'll check out, ultimately the answer will be in minus 900 both the sides. Okay, now last example, decrease in assets, decrease in liabilities, and decrease in owner's capital. What will be the example? Repaid loan of 10,000 along with interest of rupees 100. Now asset will be affected, liabilities, loan will be affected, capital will be affected. Now in assets, cash will be affected. Why? Because I have repaid loan, so no doubt my cash will decrease by 10,100. Now liabilities will decrease. Why? Because it was loan and it was my liability and I paid the liability, so it is 10,000. Okay, now capital will decrease by 100. Why? Because I have paid that interest, something more. Okay, so what happened? My capital reduced. Fine. So again check out the equation, assets equals to liabilities plus capital. You check out on your own and check out what figure you are getting, whether it is balancing on both the sides or not. Okay, now do remember children, whatever examples I have given, note it down. Okay, because you will not find these examples in your books. Reason is I am referring to other books also to give you clear picture. Fine. So whatever I have explained, take a pen and paper or copy and note it down everything, so that in future also if you want to refer, you should be able to refer it. Am I clear? Now so far we have done all the examples, right? But now how we will write? You know, in accounting we write either in debit or in credit. Right? Now what is debit and what is credit? What does it mean? So that is what we are going to study ahead. Now when we go for actual practice, the individual transactions like nature are recorded, okay, added and subtracted at one place. So you are doing mathematics, okay? When you are doing mathematics, what you do? Simply you record it, either add it or subtract it at one place, right? Now such places customarily termed as an account. Now when you are in accounts, when you are in accountancy, then such place is known as, where you are adding and subtracting, that place is known as account. Okay, prior to understanding the meaning of debit and credit, it is essential to understand the meaning of accounts, or you can say form of an account. Fine. Now what actually account is? An account is a record of all business transactions relating to a particular person or item. In accounting, we keep a separate record of each individual. Do remember, every individual assets, every liabilities, like cash is there, debtors is there, each and everything we keep separate account of everyone. Okay, the place where such a record is maintained is termed as an account. So where we maintain all such records, that place is known as account. Such an account of, suppose, Ghanshyam Das. Okay, now Ghanshyam, the account of Ram, the account of machinery. What I mean to say, Ghanshyam has maintained an account in his book. Okay, now what he will do, he will make account of all the fellows or all the items which he has in his entries. Like he has one account of Ram, then machinery, then salary, rent. Likewise, he will make all the accounts, whatever transactions he is doing. Okay, so all transactions entered into Ghanshyam will be recorded in the accounts of Ghanshyam. Okay, and similarly all transactions related to Ram will be recorded in the account of Ram. Now we will check out that whatever is the entry, we will transfer that entry to a particular account only. Like if it is machinery account, all the entries which are related to machinery will be transferred to machinery account. Okay, now how Carter has defined account. An account is a ledger record in a summarized form of all the transactions that have taken place with the particular person or things specified. Okay, and do remember, I am talking about ledger. Okay, so all accounts are divided in two sides. Ledger is divided in how many sides? Two sides. The left side of an account is arbitrarily or traditionally, okay, it is called debit side. Do remember, it is two-sided T shape. Fine. Now when you divide the account in T shape, then left side is debit side and right side of an account is called credit side. Clear? So this is abbreviated. How it is abbreviated? See, here you can see cash account T shape. Okay, now how it is abbreviated? See, debit is being abbreviated by DR dot. Okay, and credit is being abbreviated by CR dot. Am I clear? So whenever you will write debit, you will write D capital, then R, DR dot, and whenever you will write credit, you will write C capital, then small r dot. Okay, so it is credit. Now what are the rules? There are two rules for this to approach. One is American, or you can say modern approach. Second is English or traditional approach. Okay, so English approach is also called double entry system. Okay, now that we will discuss in next chapter. First let's check out American approach, or you can say modern approach. Now to understand this, we have to categorize the accounts in 5 classifieds. Now which are these? Assets accounts, liabilities accounts, capital account or owner's equity capital, revenue or income account, losses or expenses account. Okay, so now we will discuss one by one. First we will see to it assets account. Do remember, when there is an increase in the amount of an asset, such an increase is recorded on the debit side of the asset account. Okay, now suppose machinery, you have purchased a machinery. You will make T shape of machinery. One is debit, another is credit. Left hand side is debit, right hand side is the credit. Now you have purchased, that means your asset is increasing, and whenever it is increasing, in case of asset, it will be recorded on the debit side. Okay, and if there is a reduction in the amount of an asset, such reduction is recorded on the credit side of the asset. Okay, see, they have given one example, that is furniture. I gave you example of machinery. Now they have purchased furniture purchase, that means it has increased. Okay, so it will record it on the debit side of the furniture, and since the furniture has increased, so what will happen? We will show the addition side. Okay, now if at all it is sold, fine, so we will show on the credit side, that is reduction side. Am I clear? So you can make one asset account, divide it in two parts. Now when it is increase in assets, it will be debit side, and if it is decrease in assets, it will be credit side. Okay. Now liabilities account. When there is an increase in the amount of an liability, such an increase will be recorded on the credit side of the liability account. On the contrary, if there is a reduction in the amount of a liability, it will be recorded on the debit side of the liability. Okay. What I said, when there is increase in the amount of the liability, such an increase will be recorded on the credit side. Why? Do remember, liabilities are loss. Okay. So in actual terms, when liabilities are increasing, that means it is in a type of burden which is increasing on us. Fine. So when there is a burden, that means it is loss. So we will show loss, that is, it is we have to pay. So that means pay means reduction. In coming future, we have to pay. So when we have to pay, that means it is on reduction side. Reduction, that is credit side. Okay. And if there is a decrease in the liability, that means my burden has reduced. Okay. Now my burden has reduced, that means I need not pay that much liability. So where I will show? I will show on the debit side. Okay. Am I clear? Now again make a chart of liability account. Okay. Debit side, when there is a decrease in the liability, it will be recorded on the debit side. You note it down. And if it is increase in the liability, it will be recorded on the credit side. Okay. Now next is capital account. Okay. Now an increase in the capital is recorded on the credit side, and the decrease in the capital is recorded on the debit side. Now suppose the proprietor introduced the additional capital in the business. The capital account will be credited. Now you will say, ma'am, we are receiving in the business, but still we are crediting it. Why? Because capital is the part of liability, internal liability. Sooner or later, to the owner, this amount business has to pay. Okay. And whenever the word comes has to pay, that means it is a liability. Okay. And if it is liability for the business, which side it will go? If it is increasing, credit side. Okay. So be very clear, when capital is increased, that means if the owner is introducing additional capital in between, that means capital is increased. And if capital is increased, it will go on the debit side. If it is decreased, it will go on the credit side. Am I clear? Now next is revenue or income account. That means now business is receiving income or revenue. Now all increase in the gains and incomes are recorded on the credit side of the concerned income account. Okay. So do mark it. Whenever there is a income or revenue from any part, any side, we will record on the credit side. Okay. Now on the contrary, if there is reduction in any gain or income, that means if we are reducing gain, or if we are reducing our income, so where we will record? We will record on the debit side. So do remember, for revenue or income account, the rules are opposite. That means though we are receiving income, but we will record on the credit side. Okay. And if the income is reduced, we will record it on the debit side. Am I clear? Now losses or expenses, again second, this is, if you'll say we are in loss, we will debit it. No, when there is a loss or expenses, what we will do? We will record on the debit side. Okay. Again we'll go ulta, that is opposite direction. That means if there is increase or losses have increased, expenses have increased, we will record on the debit side of the concerned expenses account. Okay. And as it leads to decrease in capital. Why? Because whenever there is a loss and or expenses, what happens? It reduces the capital. So where we will record it? We will record on the debit side. On the contrary, the reduction in expenses will be recorded on the credit side. Okay. So when we will make losses or expenses account, increase in losses and expenses will be recorded on the debit side, and decrease in losses and expenses will be recorded on the credit side. Now let's summarize all the rules. 5 rules are there. Let's summarize all 5 rules. First is debit the increase in assets and credit the decrease in assets. Fine. Credit the increase in liabilities and debit the decrease in liabilities. Okay. Credit the increase in capital and debit the decrease in capital. Credit the increase in income and debit the decrease in income. Debit the increase in expenses and credit the increase in expenses. Better to remember all these points, because you will get the sum based on this. Okay, wherever you will get the numericals, at least in this chapter you need not do numericals, but you have to specify the account, and you have to even specify that which side it will go. It will go on the debit side or credit side. We will see few more examples ahead. Now let's understand few practicals. See, here are few items which are been listed. Let's understand which side it will go. Okay, whether it is increase, decrease, anything. Okay, now on which side the increase in the following account will be recorded. Now these all are increase. Okay, whatever the items which are been listed below, they all are increase. Now which side it will go when it is increased? Furniture, when it is increased, what we have studied, which side it will go? First and foremost, it is an asset, right? So when it is an asset, if assets are increasing, it goes on the debit side. Okay. Second is rent paid. Now when we are paying the rent, that means expenses are paid. So when what we have studied about expenses, if expenses are reducing or paid off, then we record it on the debit side. Okay. So commission received. When commission is received, that means we are receiving income. Now we have already studied, when we are receiving any revenue or income, which side it will go? It will go on the credit side. Okay. Then next is salary paid. Again expenses, or you can say losses. Okay, so expenses are being paid. So whenever it is an expenses, what happened? We record it on the debit side. Okay. Now next is proprietor's account. Now proprietor's account is what? It's a capital. Okay. Now if proprietor's account is increased, where we record it? We record it on the credit side. Fine. Now next is debtors. What is debtors? Debtors are assets. Now if assets are increasing, it records on the debit side. Okay. Now creditors. Creditors are what? Liability. Okay. Now if creditor is a liability and if creditor is increasing, that means we will record it on the credit side. Am I clear? Now we'll see few more. Now here on which side the decrease in the following account will be recorded. Previously it was increase. Now we will check out all decrease. Okay. Even we will mention the nature of account, whether it is assets, liabilities, what it is like. Now cash. Cash is what? Asset. If cash is decreased, okay, so if asset is decreasing, where it will be recorded? It will be recorded on the credit side. Okay. Bank overdraft. If bank overdraft is decreased, it is a liability. Bank overdraft is what? Liability. It is a type of loan. Okay. Now if liability is decreasing, it will be recorded on the debit side. Again, rent paid. Now rent paid is my expenses. If I have paid my expenses, which side it will go? It will go on the credit side. Okay. Outstanding rent. Now what is outstanding rent? That means there was a rent which was outstanding. Okay. That is again my liability. Okay. Now my liability is decreasing. When my liability is decreasing, it will go on the debit side. That means I have paid this rent also. Okay. Now, but then whenever it is outstanding, then it is not my expenses. Whenever it is outstanding, then it is my liability. Do remember that. Prepaid insurance. Prepaid insurance, that means a insurance premium was there. I have paid it before. Okay. So whenever any expenses I pay at the outset, that means it is my asset. Okay. Now if I have paid my that means anyhow my asset for that, then that is credit. I have paid it. Okay, my cash is going. So that is credit. Again, Manoj, proprietor of the business. Now he is the proprietor of the business, that means capital. Okay, so then when it will be capital, it will be debit side. Clear? Now with this the topic ends. So you solve out rest of the